All right, everyone. It is finally upon us. We've got game one of the ranked servers official Horton's 1v1 tournament here. For those of you that are new or have not been following this, in the official Gates of Hell Discord, there's a ranked section that will periodically host tournaments. You'll see a lot of the games on the channel here of these tournaments, as I do participate in as many as I can. I'll also try to cast other games in the tournament as well when possible. This tournament, as always, is hosted by MaxCov4, another YouTuber that I'm sure many of you guys have heard of. So thank you, Max, as always. For round one, we are locked into playing early war, and throughout the tournaments, later rounds, we'll switch to other war periods. So hopefully we do make it that far. We're going up against a guy called Roa Grozny in round one, and we're playing on the Losheim Gap map from the Liberation DLC. As you can see, we went with the Germans, specifically the offensive doctrine, and my opponent went with the Soviets. In Horton's mod, the spawns are adjusted because each map can actually be played 8v8, which is crazy. I can't imagine an 8v8 on a 1v1 map. So maybe we can get something set up for that one day. But yeah, I went with the offensive doctrine, mainly because he went with the Soviets. In my one practice game that I went against Beast of the East, General Wiener on YouTube, I couldn't really pen the SMK, and I'm very fearful that I will probably be facing that again. I have no idea what other doctrines are really good in early war for the Soviets, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I went with the offensive doctrine mainly for the flak wagon, and I think this is a pretty good map for it, considering like the center point is just in a massive valley. So I rushed out 2 squads, both cheap, one a recon, one a normal one. Got one squad over onto the right point, which I thought was going to be my home point, but it actually looks like we're spawning pretty much dead on from each other. So we both make it here pretty much at the same time. I do make it into the middle first, and I'm actually going to send, as we saw, an SMG guy out to the far left point as well. And we get a cheeky grenade off in the distance, and we do get, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys with one nade there. Wow, crazy. So we decimate that squad. So rough start for him, I will say, considering we're already about to go up on a 2 cap. We've got this, what I'll call my home point, pretty much locked down. Middle point, we've stopped the push very handedly. And we also got into the far east point as well, so we are officially capping that too. And his squad here that's just kind of caught out in the open is pretty much decimated. So very unfortunate start for him. But anything can happen, especially in Horton's mod. So we'll see what comes of this. I've got a reinforcement pioneer section coming in with an AT rifle and a flamethrower, which is fantastic. I'm gonna try to get the flamethrower into the main town just to kind of shore up my defense there. And it looks like we'll be able to bring over the AT rifle to deal with whatever that light vehicle is. BA something, maybe? I have no idea. I'm not very familiar with early war Soviet vehicles other than a few, so... And I know Horton's mod does add quite a few different variants as well. So truly, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on the kill feed, see what that thing is. But we're going to try to take it out with the Panzerbusch. I'm sure we can pen it very easily. And we have already gone up to a 3 cap as well, which is fantastic since we got out to that far left point. Taking a couple shots, but he is pushing up on us. We gotta heal up as we were getting kind of shredded there. We do have some AT grenades as well, so we'll try to take this guy out maybe. Sneak around the corner, shot. Looks like crew stun maybe. Definitely crew stun. Crew stun again. AT grenade, let's finish it off though. Very nice. And we got a 4th squad now, our 4th squad coming out, reinforcing this point. So far, very commanding lead. Already up to almost 600 nearly. We're pushing it very quickly with this 3 cap. I definitely think he's playing this really wrong. He should be pushing the middle and the east point. I would have figured he would have pushed the east point already, and he's not. He's just reinforcing his push here against a very heavy defense. You got to kind of switch up your plan. If plan A doesn't work out and you can't get in, he's just kind of beating himself against the wall. And he could easily take that eastern point because we got just one guy. But we're going to bring in a half track, early 251 over to the right. We'll shore up the defense with that. I'm going to set up a couple of these guys that I moved into this point a little better. Move up the flamethrower there as well. And with tier 1, got some options. Panzer 2. Probably my go-to. We'll see what he brings in. Let's see what he brings in. Looks like there are some guys going out to the left point now, so we will lose that shortly, but we're already up to a 770 lead here. And he does have a Dishka out. I doubt that's his DP buy, so now he's going with an replacement, which I don't normally recommend. I don't think that's the best buy, the best call-in, because now his infantry is down. If he technically didn't go with the light armored car and that Dishka stand, he could have probably gotten, I would assume, 2 extra squads maybe that could have been out on the field, and that could have been his opportunity to take this eastern point earlier, because he's just now getting here and we're already at 866. Let's see. Oh, is he gonna bunch up? No, he notices us. He's getting out of there. All right. Smart man. So he runs. Comes back in though. Maybe we can get a nade. Let's give it a shot. I think we're just behind him. Oh, still get 4. Nice. All right. So 4's good. Still probably too many over there. So we're gonna lose that. We'll call in this Panzer Pioneers in a half track. All right. Cool. So we'll get them up. Get them out there, reinforcing it real quick. He's got to make a push though. Now, as he is 50 away from losing. We're capping fast. We're gonna call in a MP Panzer 2 to shore up the defense, and it looks like there is a light tank coming our way. BT7. What that is? Oh, it's a BT. It's a BT2, okay. There's got a lighthouser out on the field now. I think we can probably pen that with the Panzer 2 for sure. He looks like he's aiming for the half track, possibly, but we're gonna get behind that wall. BT's a little late to really do anything. We're gonna do. Can we get a shot off? No. Nope. Victory. Well, that's game 1 of the tournament. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be back with another game later on, I guess, in round 2. That was quick. But wait, there's more. So, considering that was so fast for round 1, I was actually able to get a cast of Meow 7 versus Where in the same day. So, we've got another one here for you, which should be great. So, Meow 7 and Where are going at it. Where is playing as the Axis. He did choose to play as the Axis. Looks like he's the all-around Doctrine. Playing as Germany. And Meow 7 here is the Soviets. What Doctrine is he? Let's see. What has he got? Offensive? KV2? Yeah, offensive. Okay. Yeah, Horton adds like a Doctrine specific MP tank as well. So it's a pretty easy way to tell there, thankfully. But very, very cool. I love what Horton has done with this mod. I will definitely continue playing this even after the tournament, because I think it adds so much additional flavor. There'll be a lot of vanilla games on the channel, but I think we're gonna maybe try to get a Horten's game up once the tournament's done, like every couple weeks. But both players here rushing out to the middle. Surprisingly, Meow hasn't pushed for the southwest point, which I would consider to be his home point with where he spawns. He's pushed a couple singles, as we're seeing on the mini-map, down to Ware's home point, which is the south, which is the northeast. But Ware does have it pretty heavily locked with a squad. We're seeing some pretty tight grenade action here from both players in the middle. And they're playing on the Kalinin map, which I'll let you know, I don't really like this map, mainly because of the amount of buildings that are on it. There are so many places to hide infantry, and there's so many places you can get a good line of sight. Like, as we can see on the mini-map, towards that northeast, Meow has a guy already up there. And he's probably, I would assume he's got line of sight right into the point. I don't know what his vision is, but like, that's just one of the key things with this map is there's just so many buildings, so many fences that cut off line of sight or provide line of sight. You can easily hide guys anywhere, and you never know who's gonna like sneak up on you, or if you're gonna run into like in late war at the very least, like a sneak Panzer Shrek, or you know, a guy with an AT grenade, I guess, or a Molly for the Soviets in early war. But Horton, in this mod, it's very, very historical. So the Soviets lack smokes in like 90% of their squads. The Germans obviously have a ton of smokes. Apologies. Hit the mouse. They have a ton of smokes in their squads, so they kind of get the benefit. Yeah, let's see. Where's the vision? I'm actually curious, since we're out this way. So no, he does not see into the point, but he can see half of it, so can't see what's there at least. But yeah, we do see Meow taking advantage of a lack of a push on his point, and he is now kind of pushing out, and he's trying to deal with the one or two lone guys that Ware has on his flank. Looks like a Molly just went off in the distance, I think. I think we can see the house burning in the rain over there. But yeah, that's the way to really deal with this map. And whenever I played it, is like flamethrowers. Just burn all the buildings, burn all the cover, and then kind of open up the map a little bit better. But as we can see, it's fairly even. Ware has done a good job of taking a decent foothold in the middle, but he's got this squad back here that's just kind of sitting. And they're a vet recon squad, so really they should be pushing somewhere, either the middle or towards Meow's point. I don't know why he's just got them sitting there. The longer they sit, kind of the less benefit they give to this game. So hopefully he takes action soon. But we're coming up on tier 1 shortly already, and it's very, very even, with Ware still holding 2 points to Meow's 1. Meow does have another squad. Looks like he is going to make a push onto Ware's point, which is fantastic. He's going to try to get out there as quickly as he can to start making a concentrated push. He could likely reinforce the middle as well with some of those guys, but I do like his intention of going out that way. If he can, really, he's just got to flip one of the points. Got an MG guy out of ammo. He does have the assistant right there, so he probably hit K on his keyboard to spread out the guys at some point. Should really link them back up to get ammo there, because they will auto-reinforce or auto-replenish if they're the ammo guys, ammo bearers. Ware called in a field howitzer. It's the Lelg, but the Gebirgsjäger Lelg here. So very cool. Gebirgsjägers actually broke this down and carried it up mountains. I've done some research on that. It's very interesting. Same thing as the basic Lelg, just looks different shield. Meow is making a push now, and he is decapping. He's actually both points are decapping, so it is 1-1 right now, but Ware's point should flip. And Meow actually called in a T-30. I believe that's an autocannon, so that should, in theory, clear out a lot of this infantry. It'll also be good to take out a lot of these fences and light wooden terrain. Ware's field howitzer should also be fantastic at clearing a lot of the terrain and infantry, but it's not set up yet. And it also is going to depend where he puts it. Because if he puts it in a bad spot, it may not fire. If it doesn't have like clear line of sight with the hive mind, or if it's kind of blocked by something terrain-wise. But where it has reinforced his point, the T-30 could move up a little bit. I think Meow's probably busy microwaving elsewhere. T-30's not doing much. Where is digging in a little ways back down the main road. I guess that's okay. That's not terrible. And the field howitzer is now going to work. We're just set up over there. It's behind the train, so not the best. Yeah, not the best position as we see it hit the engine right there. But he likely has vision on the T-30 as he is bringing in an AT rifle team. It looks like he actually bought a second one as well. So he's a little nervous about this T-30 potentially. Yeah, I was getting some good grenades in the center and has flipped the spawn. Or flipped the point, I guess, not the spawn. The center is a little unfortunate because Meow has a long building at the back of this point that he can kind of hide guys in, whereas Ware has a building that looks into the point but is not directly in it. So these guys are not getting the advantage. Field howitzer is still shooting into the train engine, so he has to move that because it's not getting good value. He does have a good line of sight at the very least, as we saw with the Fog of War, but it's not set up very well. He's got to push that further. Meow's direct controlling the T-30, trying to hit these AT rifles from a distance, using the cover if he can. That's pretty good tactic. He is bringing, looks like based on minimap, a full second squad out this way. So you probably make another push with T-30. Where has 3 AT rifle teams out on the field. So he is very concerned about that T-30. I honestly think one is probably fine. And he still has this squad that he's not pushing. He really should be moving them. This has now been probably 3-4 minutes that they haven't done anything, and they're just still sitting in that back building. So the micro on them is a little behind where we probably want it, because he needs to apply pressure or get them into the middle to kind of maybe attack the other side of the middle. But yeah, 3 AT rifle teams is probably a bit of an overkill. The T-30 is kind of hanging back, and depending on how much those AT rifle teams are, yeah, it could be another squad maybe, but they are eating up his CP as well, so slightly rough. But he does go for a Panzerjäger, actually. I missed this. So he pulled out a Panzerjäger. Okay, so this is a good plan. He definitely doesn't need the AT rifle teams then, if he was going to go for a Panzerjäger altogether. Meow definitely can't see the Panzerjäger, I'm guessing, because he moved up. And the Panzerjäger does get a nice shot, so looks like the T-30 is probably down. Let's see what he can see if we're quick enough. Yeah, he definitely couldn't see it because it's sitting in the fog of war. He's got no vision, so unfortunate the T-30 goes down. He did call in a BT-7 though, so he's going to try to counter the Panzerjäger. Yeah, Ware didn't need the 3 AT rifles if he was going to just go for that. Probably a misbuy, I'd say, was getting those 3. Definitely could have been another squad at this point. And more CP value. But Meow is flipping this point. He right now has a 2 cap and is about to have a 3 cap. Where it does not have the infantry out on the field for this. And the BT looks to be lagging. Oh yeah, it's actually over here on the left. So it's desynced. It just went through the fence we just saw. So he's going up. He's trying to take out the Panzerjäger, it looks like. Panzerjäger is shooting. Oh, now it's on the map because it took damage. Oh, it's down. Okay. So the BT goes down very easy to the Panzerjäger. Meow probably got a little aggressive there, but I understand why. I do get the play. I'm totally okay with it. They're cheaper tanks in early war, and Ware's going to finish off the T-30 now. So you can kind of spam them a little easier than you could, say, late war, where they do cost a little more. Meow did call in a flamethrower squad. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I think they're paratroopers, early war paratroopers. But they do have a flamethrower, which is fantastic. So I'm hoping we'll see some of these buildings kind of go up in flames. And he takes out some of this cover for wear. So that'd be very beneficial for him. And we're finally making a push over here. Fantastic. Meow really only has one guy in the point. And he's got 2 other guys, 3 other guys around. Now down 1. So, yeah, with these extra guys coming in, he is going to be able to decap. Although Meow did call in another T-30, I believe. And he's pushing that, it looks like, based on the minimap, out that way. So, he needs to get some AT over there. Great opportunity if he still has those AT rifles laying around to get him over. But this is good. This is a good play. Because now it's only 1 cap for Meow. And if he can buy time here, he really needs to get another squad. Focus on getting another squad out to the middle. Or his home point. But this is good. He's slowing the bleed, at the very least. It's not a heavy bleed like it was before for a little bit, with a 2 cap and a 3 cap for a couple minutes there. So far, very good action from both players, though. Meow has the... yeah, it's a T-30. He's got the T-30 up in support now, so he is going to decap. So he's going to stop where, from capping this, he is back up to a 2 cap, where needs to cap. Ooh, we see some flames in the middle. So he's starting to use it. Looks like Ware's trying to push into his point. Looks like the flamer did go down to that grenadier. Knowing Meow, he has probably noticed it, so I'll probably try to pick it up again. Maybe he's not busy marking elsewhere. But Meow does have a very good position. Where is bringing over the Panzerjäger, but as we can see on the minimap, there are 2 guys of Meow's in the back line there that almost certainly have vision. So, Meow probably knows the Panzerjäger's coming. Yeah, look, he's it's a little blocked, but he is starting to get it out. Where it took a quick shot trying to get it before Meow gets out of the way. Meow did pick up the flamer, and he is burning some more guys and the cover here. Very smart. A couple grenades going off at him, though. 3 grenades. Field Howitzer's been pretty quiet. Only 6 kills. The flamer goes down. He really should move that thing up a little bit. Most of Meow's guys are on the far left of the point, and he just can't shoot over that building. Over his own defensive building, I should say. And Ware has a ton of Gebirgsjäger in that building that are just kind of sitting there, not in the point. He needs to move them in and up. Yeah, this middle point's a little biased, I would say, towards the allies, unfortunately. You kind of got to play aggressive and push further into it. So we see a nice nade there, get 1 wound, 2 others from Meow. And this field howitzer could be going to town there to clear it, but it's not in a good position. It's just not. But we are officially at tier 2. Meow with a starting to pull away commanding lead down, well, not down, up to about 900 now. We're at 280. He is a 3 cap where needs to get into some of these points to stop this bleed, and fast. Looks like Ware went with a Panzer IV-E short barrel version, so he's going for some direct support HE. And as we saw, or as we can see here in Meow's, since we're on his POV unit list, he does have what I believe to be either a T-38 or a T-35, the multi-turrets. And Ware's putting the Panzer IV right behind the field howitzer. He's got to move these. He's just bunching up 2 of his support weapons. He should either get it out that way or move one of these guys further up to his point. And the MG, it's just too far back. It's getting no advantage. And look, half these guys are out of the point. They could be in the point, still capping and providing fire. He is capping it, though, but at the same time, I think it's too late. I think this is almost GD. Probably is GG as the Panzer goes down to a sneak AT grenade. And he's got all this space that Meow could just take advantage of. He's got no line of sight there. Panzer 4 is getting very aggressive, where knows he's got to get in this point and flip it. Meow is making a push with a couple guys. Where's got no other infantry support, minus a couple. It's a 988 now. Looks like the T3, it is a T-35 from 1938. So the T-35 is going at the Panzer 4. Looks like it's probably desynced. Took a shot to the track. And the Panzer 4 is engaging it. Well, T-30's here as well. That was desynced in. Where it did stop the bleed, but Meow does recap middle now because of the cap weight. There's a 4. Ooh, they're bouncing. So, yeah, T-35's up. No, desyncs in. 993, 994, 5, 6. Ooh, nice shot from the T-35, and they call GG. So, that is game 1 of Meow versus Whir. Meow moves on to the final. Whoa, on to the next round. I hope you guys enjoyed the additional gameplay, and we will see you on the next one.